So what happened with me, I was stressed all the time because I was revising them over and over again. It felt like I'm going through that experience 100 times a day. And it even felt more painful as if it was happening because the mind does not know the experience that happened then and now. Hey guys, welcome again to my space. I am TV. In case you're asking yourself why am I TV, that's my initials. Today I'll be talking a bit about my experiences in life. I would like to make a disclaimer that I am not a therapist or a neuroscientist for that matter, but I've came across their ideas or practices that has worked for me in my life experiences. Okay, to start with, so there was a time in my life where I felt alone, I've went through so many things that I felt alone, and I really didn't know how to overcome that or what to do. So what I've realized is that I had carried a lot of stress for a long period of time that I could not share with anybody, and I came to a point where I was emotionally burnt out basically. And I'm not a person who likes to share things with people, and not that I don't trust my friends or family. I just like to deal with things my way. I came to a point of breakdown in my life. I just told myself that, okay, the only person I can turn to now is God, The weight of stress was very much overwhelming. And I remember I would be in a room over the weekend and just crying alone, wondering what's going on in my life, wondering will I ever get help, I remember just talking to God that, is there anything that you can show me? Like, is there any better way I can know you better, God? Later that day, I just found myself, I just took my pillow, I sat on the floor, and I closed my eyes. Like I was at a point where I just wanted to hear God. I wanted to hear God because I didn't see any help in the world. The way I was feeling, I felt like I don't know what's going on with me. Though people were around me, yet I still felt lonely, But I covered that with a smile. I was saying, later the day, I just took my pillow and I sat on the floor, and I just crossed my legs. I don't know why I was doing that, but I just found myself doing that. I just wanted to listen, because I always heard that we're always praying, but we never have time to listen to God for feedback or guidance from Him. It's always us talking. I just breathe in and out, breathe in and out, breathe in and out, to a point where I could not feel my breath anymore. I could not feel like I'm breathing anymore. And I just felt or sensed this peace that I didn't know where it was coming from. I would say it would be the peace that God describes in the Bible, that it's the peace that surpasses all understanding. I experienced the peace that day. I didn't want to get out of that place. I didn't want to get out of that place. I think maybe I was out of my body, I don't know. But it was just this peaceful place, And from that day, whenever I wanted to hear or just to get clarity, I would just go to that peaceful place. And I just understood later in life, learning about the brainwave states, that we have the beta state, we have the alpha state, we have the theta state, and we have the delta state. So I think at that point I was in the theta, or entering the theta state. So basically the theta state is the state of when you are dreaming, when your body is asleep, your mind is the only one that's active. My brain waves were very, very, very slow because I had disconnected from the outer world, and I was more concentrated on my inner world, listening to my inner world. Hence I just sensed the peace that I cannot explain even today. I've been guided from there ever since. I came across Mindvalley. I would say it's an institute of personal development, found by Vishan Likiani. He's the CEO and the founder of Mindvalley. He just brings great people of great minds to share their ideas, and they also have classes or courses that you go through for a period of a specific time. So I came across Mindvalley, and I joined one of the programs of Marisa Peer. The program was called Uncompromised Life, where she taught us about the common denominator of people to have issues or emotional issues is that they think that they are not enough. And from there I worked on myself. At some point I realized that I thought that I'm not enough. It was in different areas of my life where I did not feel like I am enough. And the thing is, we are born into this world as children with the subconscious mind, and therefore the experiences in life which becomes memories, and they build into beliefs, and that's what we live by. The beliefs that we build or that we develop when we're in this world are the one that kills us, because we end up believing things that are not who we are, but just because we have heard someone say this is who you are, we take that and we define ourselves by that. Our identity are basically defined by our beliefs, and hence we need to reverse that. So I took that course to build up my life or to change my memories, and I told myself that I am enough. Every day I wrote it everywhere in my room, and there was some hypnosis as well that we had to do, and it built up my level of confidence, and I felt enough. I'm just sharing this because on my previous video I spoke about that we should not get stuck in disappointments, but one would say how, So I would say, if you are not ready to give up, if you are not tired of carrying stress, of carrying burden, of pain, you are not ready to let go. Until you are tired, that's when you are ready to let go. You are ready to surrender. I was working by myself or by my willpower all along, but I came to a point where I was tired, and I was like, I can't, my solar plexus is tired now, I can't. And that's when I gave up. I just gave up. And I'm grateful and thankful that God came and rescued me in that situation. I really didn't know what to do, but He's the only one who has helped me since that day. That's how you give up. You cannot do it by your own power. You gotta get some help somewhere. That's why I said that if you need to see a psychologist, do that. If you need to see whatever or get help that you think will help you, just do it. Just do it. So just to elaborate on the brain waves state. So let's start with beta. When you wake up and you open your eyes, you come across the light, you have the neurotransmitter that gets produced by the pineal gland. That neurotransmitter produces a hormone called serotonin. So serotonin is the one that engages with our outer world, engages with what's going on around the world, and our brain functions is to make sense between our inner world and our outer world, and it does that by our five senses: what we can touch, what we can smell, what we can taste, what we can see, what we hate, who is, by sensing who is hating us, what is the threat outside, who's threatening us, basically. So those kind of things. On beta, our brain waves are very, very incoherent, so to say, or they are not in order. They're just, they're not in order, they're not at peace. And moving to the alpha would be when it's at night, that serotonin turns into melatonin, which makes us sleepy and puts us to bed. So your mind is at rest, at least compared to the beta state, brainwave state. It's at rest, and you have disconnected to your outer world. You are more focused on your internal world. Going to the theta state. The theta state, when you sleep, and let's say it's a light sleep, when you sleep and your body is resting, but your mind is at work. So you basically on the dreaming state at that point in time. I think they call it the creativity state. So yeah, and the delta would be the deep sleep. Yeah, that would be the deep sleep. There is also a high beta state. A high beta state is when you are frightened or your life is being threatened, and our nervous system reacts that way as well. So what happened with me, I was stressed all the time to a point where I felt like the experiences, because I was revising them over and over again, it felt like I'm going through that experience 100 times a day. And it even felt more painful as if it was happening, because the mind does not know the experience that happened then and now. For as long as you think that way, your body will react. Remember, your body stores emotions. And the more you repeat, the more I repeated that event, different events in my life that brought pain, the more I stored emotions, or I updated the software. So the body stores emotions, and if the body has stored emotions, the mind has little control over the body, because now the body has become a subconscious mind. So I don't know what you are going through at the moment, but I would like you to know that there is some help that you can get, and don't give up in life, don't give up in anything. Believe in yourself. You are more than what you think you are. I'm a person who believes in personal development, so when I come across something that it's interesting, I just go for it and I study it, or I attend course, whatever it takes, as long as I'm interested in it. So I was interested in knowing what's going on with me and what is really wrong with me and how is this thing affecting me. And I found that when I was stressed, I had a thyroid problem, you know, and I was anxious most of the time. My digestive system was not at peace because it was threatened so many times. It was like there are lions outside now. It has to be on flight or fight mode. So yeah, since I've learned these practices of being enough, of being able to meditate and hear God, they have put me at rest or at ease for me to be able to be at a rest or ease state in my life. I had to burn out. I had to burn out emotionally for me to give up everything. And once I gave up everything, the door of new things opened up for me, and I've learned so many things, and I'm still learning. And I am grateful and thankful that I came to a point where I know things better, I understand things better. I even understand God better. So yeah, I hope my experiences they help you. Until next time, guys. Bye bye. Much love from me. Ciao.